Hi guys! Welcome back to our channel. Thank you to all of our new subscribers.
Yes,
welcome to the channel. Thank you so much to Lisa Mhlaba as well, who gave us such a generous shout out on her channel. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And so today we are talking about
Get over
yourself. And so if you want to hear what we're trying to say to you and the message we're trying to give to you, stick around. I find it so interesting when you meet someone and they have a particular dream or they have an idea of what they want to be, and they know somebody who would be able to be a good link to what they want to do, but they're too afraid to go and speak to them. Maybe they go to greet them, but the person doesn't pay much attention to them, and immediately it becomes a reflection of, oh my gosh, like, oh nice, so I'm not even gonna say anything. But did you even ask for what you wanted to ask? Did you knock at the door? Did you say what it is you needed? Right? Like, hyper awareness of yourself all the time and thinking that people are trying to give you a message back and to mirror to you, but it's not even about you. People are busy, like, people are doing things. Like, if you wanted to ask for help, like, go and ask for the help, and people are quite generous and they respond and they, you know.
Read something recently where this guy was saying, and he was speaking about it in a Christian context, is that a lot of us live as though we're on trial every day. So every day something happens, it's I'm on trial and this says something about me. And he was speaking about the importance of self-forgetfulness, where it's not about you, and there's this constant culture of centering yourself. So when you walk past me, my first thought isn't, she's probably having a bad day, maybe let me go chat to her. But it's, Bessie is all of a sudden not liking me, and I want to address it, which I found incredible, where he was saying that we need to move to a point where we're so self-forgetful that the last option is you're saying something about me. And I think maybe it's because we're still seeking a sense of, I guess, identity from the world, and that's why I attach everything that's done to me and things people say to who I am. So it's something that I've been thinking about in terms of reworking it in my mind, where be a lot more just like, hey, we're all here and everyone has lives, and there's so many other variables at play that it isn't always about me, which then liberates you. Where I'm like, okay, cool, that was weird, maybe let me ask her about it. But also sometimes let me just let it go and keep on moving.
Yeah, guys, I'm different. I'm quite self-aware and I'm quite like tentative. In second year, I remember a friend of ours, Umbali, I was saying to her, I don't know what I was complaining about. Same thing as me saying, I was speaking to Sharon and she's just being so weird and then she's like, did you ask her how her day was? And I was like, no, I did not ask.
Just being weird.
She's just being weird. And she was like, no, but like, what if they're having a bad day? What if it's nothing to do with you? And I was like, wow, if I'm so inward looking, everything is personal, right? And I don't think anyone means to be like that. Yeah. But it's maybe because you anticipate that everyone is going to handle you the way that you anticipate to be handled. So it's like, if I walk up to you and I'm like, hey, if you're having a bad day, maybe I expect you to jump out of that and be where I am because I'm happy and cheery to see you. And then it means that there's friction between us, but I'm not even willing to have the conversation to ask you, are you okay? Or what was that? Like, are we okay? Yeah. You know, because you're too self-aware even there. Yeah. But I'm not like that anymore. Yeah. Okay?
How did you change?
First of all, Sihles is very different, isn't it?
Free.
She's free.
The most free person I know.
Sharon was speaking at Herschel Girls the other day. Yeah. She was amazing. Oh, yeah. She was amazing.
Wow.
She said a speech. She's speaking for something called English Alive. She said the speech was amazing. So afterwards, one of my nervous things is mingling. I don't want to mingle. I don't want to mingle. And so Sihles there talking to people, chatting, you know, like moving around. And I was just remember thinking, I wanna go, you know? Yeah. And I think it's also because I've always had my sister, Usifu. So we grew up together, so we always had each other for everything. At church, in any circumstance, there's always someone else. And so when it's just me, I think I'm more aware that I have to be on, I have to chat, I have to whatever. But when I'm forced, I can. And then I hold conversations and I'm like, you know, and I'm winning and I'm like, I wish this was my default. It's not. Yeah.
In that moment when you're winning, are you like, oh, I'm winning? Are you?
I'm very aware because I know what I am. I know what I am. So I'm like, wow, busy. Okay. Yeah. Maybe you can. Because the mingling space is strange. Yeah. If the three of us are in one place, and then I at least know I can't go to Sharon. I can't go to Sihles. It's so silly. It sounds so childish.
What's the fear that you'll run out of conversation?
I think the fear is I don't want to look like I don't know where to go. Like, you know, when something finishes and then some people are moving around and you're just like, you know?
I think
I'm not alone. I feel like there's people. There are people in there.
If that's you.
Because I'd say I'm in between.
Yeah.
And the times I know where I struggle is when you feel like, it's going to be so mechanical and it's going to be an awkward conversation. So I'm so used to it flowing. We're both cracking jokes. We're both, connecting with each other in a way that feels enjoyable. So perhaps because I have this single idea of what it should look like, when it isn't that, I'm always just like, okay, Charles, get
Going downhill now.
But how come you are completely opposite? What is in your mind that says, I don't care? Because I mean, you end up having, she left there with email addresses, she left there with phone numbers for people to connect. And I was like, this is such a pro.
Yeah.
I think like that's one, like I was like, I've always been an independent child, and like when I was young I used to sell as well, so you're always approaching people all the time, right? Like you like, because you're trying to sell your muffins, right?
She used to sell muffins at school, at our high school.
Yeah, like even from the age of 9, guys, like I was like not afraid, because I was just like, I want to do things and I want to try things. Also being like, it's supposed to be uncomfortable before it becomes comfortable, right? Like, so if you're in the lift and things are uncomfortable, or you start a conversation and it's that weird part where people are just like looking around, you're like, it's supposed to start like that. That's kind of the process, right? And also like the genuine belief that there's always something to learn from someone. And so like I can be at Pick and Pay and I'll meet a grand and I'll be like, what's something that you've learned about life, right? Like and someone will share a part of their life in that one ride, like from the elevator up and down, and suddenly there's something that you know that you didn't know. So I think like this like desire to learn and curiosity is quite important for that, right?
And how do you deal with the moments where, say, you ask that person in a lift and they're like, actually, no, I don't know you.
Where do you place it?
Yeah.
I think it would probably be like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have asked that. Like maybe you went too far.
Yeah.
But it also doesn't stop me. Like it's not. I'm like,
nothing stops.
Like it's like it's so interesting. I made a video of Prof Mamkheti last year before she was VC, and I just kind of liked her vibe and her energy. And I went to her office and I didn't have proper equipment. I was trying to put like the camera on top of like bulbs and trying to get the video going. And I look at that video now and I'm like, you had no business trying to interview that lady. Like everything was just like such a mess. But at the same time, I got that conversation and I learned something from it. There's nothing to lose. I feel like I think I don't really see what the loss can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're winning, my friend.
What do you have to lose?
And it is about getting over yourself. Get over yourself, because I do think that the times that I have stepped out has always been far better than anticipated. You know, far better. People are actually willing to answer or to chat or to whatever. On the other side is the help
and the growth. I think in my head that human beings are storytellers, and they have a story that they're carrying everywhere that they go, and the opportunity to share your story is quite a powerful moment and an enriching moment just for yourself, right? And if somehow you can be an audience just in like the day-to-day kind of interaction, where you're like, how did you think about that?
I'm actually thinking like if we flip it and think about us, like if someone approaches you, your tendency is to be nice.
I would love it.
I mean,
I'd love to just chat.
So like at what point do I anticipate that they are not going to be nice? You know what I mean? I'm trying to hone in on the thought. If someone approaches you, I'm ready with my story now. I have my story. Thanks for asking. You know, like same to you. So it's a shift. I think maybe it is about just shift and getting over.
The other thing is like, there's such a fear of failing. So people don't even try things because they're so afraid to fail, right? Like, someone will be like, I wanted to apply for that thing, but they're probably not going to choose me. And you're like, how do you know? Like, how do you know you're going to fail? Like, you know, like, there's so much skepticism that you don't even live, and you disqualify yourself all
before
the time
even
before you even try, right?
Because we view the destination as what we're after, not the growth process. And if I apply for this, chances are I grow in being able to distill my argument around my interests and my hobbies and all these other things. So I'm still better off. So it's either I stay where I am, which is a zero-sum game, or I grow as a person. And if I fail and I don't attain the reward or award, it's still fine because I've grown. But we don't view life in that way. We view life as, I want to post a picture of getting it and just sharing a passage. I mean, really, the pursuit of the things you want. I want to share the things you want. Exactly. I want to share. The minute I started running to the things I wanted, I saw them running back to me.
Just quote.
You know? And I think because a lot in our generation, we enjoy the mountaintop than the process of walking up, that we're a lot more fearful, where our perception of life is warped. Because even with the thing that you're saying about, in order to be comfortable, I first need to go through discomfort. Social media and all these things you don't have to be uncomfortable. We're speaking about it in the office the other day, and something I've been thinking about, but just even standing, let's say in a line at a shop or waiting at a coffee shop for you guys to get there, and being comfortable not being on my phone, just looking around.
Yeah. Because what are you looking
just being
for?
there. But there's a comfort we find.
Looking at your contacts. Looking at your contacts. Oh!
That was my last
My missed calls. Oh! Nothing's on the phone. Nothing's on the phone.
They miss me. They miss me.
And I think the more we create gaps in our lives, the more we're able to get over ourselves. Versus the need to maintain a certain image that we don't even know.
There's a person who failure has a greater consequence for, I'm thinking. Like even the person with the heavier consequence, you still have failed by not even attempting, right? Best thing you can do is try. Yeah. Hey, Siba, I'm speaking to myself. Preaching to the choir.
It's 2012. I wanted to go to One Young World with someone who was a friend of mine at the time, and so we'd gone around trying to find funding. Like literally, we had all of our portfolios set, like which basically tells like who you are, why you deserve this money, etc. And we'd go to like hotels, right, and just meet people that we thought were rich. And we'd like lay our portfolios with them, and just be like, "This is me, and I just think that you should pay for my whatever." And how she ended up going to One Young World, she went to a Trevor Manuel talk at the time. And so he finished speaking. As he was walking out, Trevor Manuel with his bodyguards, homegirl follows, né? The bodyguards are like, girl, just like, as Trevor Manuel like sits in his limousine or whatever he was in at the time, she throws the portfolio in, right? Like she throws it in, he gets it. At the time, Maria Ramos, his wife, they were sending people from ABSA to One Young World.
Yeah.
And so they took her portfolio, and ABSA was like, we actually want to fund you, right?
Wow,
which one is
that's
incredible.
Amazing. Yeah.
So I had still been looking for funding at the time. It looked like there was somebody who was going to fund me from MTATA, with the advocates who were doing like Eastern Cape Young People Development. They thought they would be able to fund me, but they'd confirm on the day. So the thing is with One Young World, if they confirm, your flight can be booked immediately. So so on the morning, we both went to Joburg. I only had enough money to take me to Joburg, basically, right? Because I was like, they might say yes at 2 p.m. and if they say yes at 2 p.m, I need to be there for my flight to Dallas, right? I want to see Kofi Annan and anyway. So I fly to Joburg. I take all my money, fly to Joburg, and I get there, and then they don't call, right? So she leaves, and then I end up flying the next day back home. And I went home, and there was something really exciting happening at home. But there was so much joy in being like, you know what, Lord, I trusted you that you could do something with it. And even though there was no like particular turn in the way that I wanted it, when I went home, there was another celebration which was amazing. And I drove back with another friend of mine who had this incredible road trip, and I was just like, it's just living, like, right? Like, it's like, stop being so afraid.
That's good.
It can work out, or it might not, but it's just like, you weren't so afraid. And there's no regret. Because what if I didn't go, and then they said yes at 2 p.m. and I was in Cape Town, you know? So, anyway, that's my story.
I think that's encouraging.
That is incredible.
For anyone and everyone.
Yeah. Leave it all in the fields.
Sow your seed, man.
Yeah, I think the main message is really like let's get over ourselves. Wow. Yeah, I need to get over myself. Let's get over ourselves. And then, I mean, definitely on the other side, there's at least, if anything, growth.
That's the thing.
If anything, there's growth on the other side.
But it's
Thanks for being
good.
so encouraging. Thanks for, and now we're 50-50.
And now we're 100%.
Thanks guys for tuning in.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, share,
tell your friends,
We're trying to get to 1,000.
Oh yeah, try to get to 1,000. And September is the September with the
boys. So please comment actually and let us know what you want us to talk about with the boys.
Thanks to the people who have given suggestions already. We have
Naughty SWAT boy.
SWAT boy.
Okay, thank you so much guys. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye. And talk to strangers.
Talk to strangers.
Live life, guys.
Live life as though it's okay. It's in your favor, man.
Ask older people something. They want to tell their story.
And there's nuggets, dude.
There's nuggets.
There's so many nuggets. Get over yourself. Friends chat.
Go get her.
Friends chat.
This char stuff.
Guys, the comments that people make on our videos are so heartwarming.
Yeah. Did you see some?
Last night I was just reading a few.
Good.